We are here in Rustavi.
Hello. We just got here and there's a lot to see.
We just stepped away from the main square, walked about 2 minutes, 1 minute in a random direction, and we came to this beautiful garden, beautiful little park with nicely manicured bushes and tasteful statues and a little gazebo area, and not a shred of any litter to be seen. All of it perfectly maintained, surrounded by buildings with very nice architecture. So I have to say this is a very nice first impression one gets of the city. We are on one of the main thoroughfares that branches off from that central square here, and you can see the streets aren't very busy. It is a Saturday, but there's not a whole lot of traffic and not a lot.
It's called Kostava Avenue.
Kostava, yeah, thank you. Kostava Avenue. And you can see there's not a lot of foot traffic and very few cars as well, but there are little shops open.
An orchard over there.
Oh, there you go. That's right. A little household vineyard.
But the orange.
Oh, that's some kind of orangey fruit that's not exactly an orange. But there are a few little restaurants, and we just passed a butcher shop. And if you look in, you can look into these houses. They apparently leave their doors open where you can look in. You got the political posters going, and then they leave the they leave the door to the inner stairwell open, which again speaks to how little crime there is in this country.
So if you come to Rustavi, I believe this street, what did we call it?
Kostava?
Kostava. I think this is the commercial streets. Is where you're gonna find bars, restaurants, stores, and all that stuff.
That's right. Maybe we'll make it to Berlin before it's all said and done here. But for now, and again, these streets are same. This looks the same as the last building, basically. An inner stairwell that's darkly lit, and you can see through to the rear. The buildings here are well maintained. Same thing again. You can see through to the back. I guess all these were built in the same style. They look to be maybe 100 years old. Now they do have a little median here, which is like a garden that goes all the way along. So that's very nice. They have benches that are nicely maintained and evergreens that are... They have beautiful evergreens in this country. And you can see, again, people putting out their laundry to dry. It is very moist today. There's a lot of humidity. So it will take a while for those linens to dry. But you can see a lady there hanging out her linens to dry here on Kostava Avenue. But it is very beautiful how many trees are in this little town. It's a very green little area, and yeah, exactly.
It feels like you're at the airport. You know when the belt they put in the middle of the airport. So let's assume everybody's walking down or going to catch their flight, but then in the middle they put that belt.
Ah, okay.
So I feel
To me, it just seems like a little park that kind of goes all along the center of the street. It's
the airport.
yeah, but it's very nice that you have not only this one layer of green, but then you have this green area and then a green area in the middle of the street, and then on the other side of the street again, trees next to that sidewalk. So you literally have like 3 sets of trees between these houses, or 4 actually. If you look here, there's 2 sets of trees here, I guess actually 2 in the middle and a third. So that's what, 5 sets of trees between these buildings.
Trees, they cut them down.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, they made the stumps into artwork, so that's very creative. Very creative. So it's a, like I said, very green little town. Easy to imagine that, especially this time of year, at the end of October, especially at this time of year, I think you'd end up spending most of your time indoors and maybe having your coffee, you know, on your little patio there, and just enjoying this scene, this lovely little scene. They do have public transport, so you got your little bus stop here. You do have your street dogs like everywhere else in Georgia, where they tag the dog's ears once they've neutered them. And they do not euthanize their dogs in this country. So that is a very pacifist approach to dealing with the animals, and they are fed. They are not starving. You don't see their ribs sticking out. These dogs are definitely fed by members of the community. And what's amazing to me is that they don't get hit by cars. Somehow, I guess they know not to go into the streets. So this road just keeps going on with the little gardens in the middle, in the center median here. And up ahead, there's a large statue. Sometimes it's only in Georgian, so you really have no idea who these people are. But some kind of...
But if you look also down there, seems like maybe there's something in the middle of the road. See that? We're going there anyway.
Okay, so I guess this is where the tall buildings kind of come to an end, and then you have literally just a field. So it's very abrupt. It doesn't like transition gently into suburbs or anything like that. It just suddenly ends, and now you're just out in fields. So it's a very abrupt transition from urban milieu to just very rural all of a sudden. Now you're just literally out in fields, except for this garden. The central median strip still looks like you're right in the city, but then you look to the side and you're out in the fields. Okay, so this one actually is in... What kind of script is that? That doesn't look... I mean, the one on the bottom is obviously Georgian. Hayder Oliev. I have no idea who that is, but we will try to Google that and figure out who he is. Now, even though this part of the city doesn't really have many buildings anymore, they still have really worked on this garden. This central median, it is really, they spend a whole lot of time. Look how beautiful it is here. This is really, I love these ferns. I love the evergreens they have in this country. I need to do a better job of researching what the names of these species are, but they have beautiful evergreens. All kinds of, you'd almost think maybe you're in the Pacific Northwest with some of these evergreens.
Eden, stand by that tree and I take a picture before you run to this. Get to the tree. Yeah.
Nice posing, Eden. You dropped your smile before you... What's wrong?
Right there. There's a playground.
Okay, Mom.
But be careful, Eden. Don't jump on every single thing.
But the interesting thing to me is, you'd think this little garden area would be right in the center of the city, and yet there's just like barren land on the sides. And here is kind of an old, decrepit...
Right there, if you look clearly, they just demolished everything over time.
You think?
But you can
They
tell,
used to
yeah,
have something?
They used to have something. If you look, there's big blocks of stuff right there, meaning that they put whatever was here down.
But it's a beautiful area, very well maintained, this central median strip.
Yeah.
and yet on the sides there's either a field, or over on this side there's just a decrepit old building. But it does sound like at the end of the street there's some kind of tall building, maybe a church or something. And I hear church bells ringing.
Are we actually going to put this on YouTube?
We could if you want to.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Everything you actually imagine is here. If you zoom in, there is still a playground. Look what you can't see. Look around yourself. Look around yourself.
Okay.
Look what happened to me.
Let's see what is the building at the far end of this garden area here. We are actually not real sure of which way we're going to get to the old ruins of the fortress that this city has, but we're gonna go. This is what it looks like in the neighborhood here. You've got some old, looks like about 100-year-old apartment buildings with beautiful trees and so forth. But we're gonna go under this arch and into this park, and we think the fortress, the ruins of the fortress, might be down here. So you do have a nice looking park, and I gotta catch up with the rest of the family because they're already in there.
I'm not tall enough.
Yeah, but this is about as high as we're gonna be able to go, buddy.
You're not tall enough to get up there.
I can get up there. I don't know if I can take the camera up there. Okay, watch out. Don't fall off. And don't go up any higher. Let's see if I can fly my drone. How about that? That'd be nice?
Are you gonna take it off?
Yeah. Let's fly the drone.
Up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.